guys, weekly forecast video, SLC updates. It's important that you perhaps watch the indices update, just so you've got a macro understand of how things could materialize today. We could potentially have a negative day. Statistically, sentimentally, the S&P is quite skewed on its sentiment. This would probably be a good idea to watch that video, but you don't have to. The SLC above for AJ is 83.90, the one below is 83. We're below monthly pivot and we've got a bearish harmonic, but we are a buy on the sentiment. Obviously, these Aussie pairs are very risk sensitive. There's a monthly pivot, and also we're below monthly pivot as well. So keep an eye on this. Where are we? Oh, come on. 83.54. There's monthly pivot for AU. SLC above is large. Okay, it's going to do it. 76.20. Oh god, it's slow again. That's really annoying. 74.35, and they shorted it there, so that it came up. You see, they went long here, so it came down. And ideally, what we want is crosses of the 50% line for confirmation. EA one above is 158. Yeah, 158. And 15745. We're teasing the monthly pivot right now, and this was the largest mover according to our spreadsheet. But we have to remember that the data is recorded on Monday for the move that happened prior, because we can't record in real time. You can only record what's been, and this is why you'd want to get access to the ratios indicator and to have a look at the current ratio. This is like a snapshot in time, and it doesn't really tell you that much. This tells you a lot more information. So there's that move, and so you could have potentially have got that as it crossed 50%. Admittedly, yeah, it wouldn't have been that great. How big is that? That's a 50 pip move. It's not bad. Just a reminder, if you did want to get the indicators, you can use the Quasidb code, which has to be in caps, and then you can go for the Pro or the Pro Plus. The starter is just the web, but this is for the terminals, the MetaTrader 4 terminals. Okay, so it's definitely a good idea to get the indicator just to see what's going on. You can rely on the SLC update from me, but remember that it's going to be delayed, especially the shifting over time. Okay, this is from present time from Friday, and it would have been early Friday as well. So I try and do them early in the day. So that's the difference over time. So it's a big shift in, but the trouble is that it's in the past. So if you want to get a real-time view, you'd want to get the indicator. The spreadsheet is fantastic, but it does has like old data, because of it needs to be recorded the distance over time. So that's that move. Okay, EU one above 118.85, one below 118, and we are a sell, and it's really choppy. It's very sideways. That's crazy. Yeah, wow. So we have been a sell for a while, and so yeah, we became a sell there at 119, nearly 1.2 almost, but they went long, and so it shouldn't really be falling. GU got a diagonal break, which is fairly bullish, but I think we could potentially come back down. We are a sell, you see. If we have a risk off day today, then obviously this is going to be impacted. All these pairs are risk sensitive, especially with the dollar and the yen. 138.50, 138.10, 138.10, and we're a sell there, and they shorted it ever so slightly, so there's that move up. NU, ABCD, so this is a buy, so it would be technically maybe a good idea to short at 0.7, but you got the stop loss cluster below at 0.7, so okay, so there's 9 pips. So from a risk reward perspective, it wouldn't be that great. But then it would invalidate this bullish harmonic, which could be bearish, and we've got a below monthly pivot as well. 70, 50, and 7. So that's easy to remember. EJ, diagonal break, monthly pivot, one above, 132.47, 131.55, and we are a buy. So I mean, we could potentially be falling because of that diagonal break, but we are a buy in the sentiment. So remember on the daily, this as well. I'm not sure if you've seen this, but I mean, this is making me think. It's just like trying to like get people involved, trying to get them to go long before it falls. Technically, we should be within pitchfork, so we should be below 130.73. So that's 100 pips away. So I think we overstretched a little bit. I think. I don't not really trust in any of these moves, really. Let's go back to hourly. So the hourly matches the daily because we've got bearish harmonics on both. Pound yen. There's your monthly pivot. 154 and 153. So this is your buy because of the dragon, which is a diagonal break there. So it went up. We are a buy, and we have been for a really long time. I wonder if we've got an inverted head and shoulders there. I don't know if you can see that. Head, left shoulder, right shoulder. It's not ideal. That's actually quite good, actually. That's actually quite spot on. So keep an eye on 153.39. It might want to go sideways, break this diagonal, break that, and then we could fall. Fundamentally, we could be quite good for pound because Boris Johnson's talking about changing the face masks protocol, and that could actually be quite risk on. The fact that we're going back to normal, ahead of other countries. But that does look like an interesting level. Fundamentally, we could be okay. Sentimentally, we are a buy. Technically, we've got this, so we could actually be quite technically bullish. Keep an eye on your monthly pivot at 153.64. We're very close. Dollar yen, one above. 111.20. 110.89. We are buy. And they went long. It's kind of gone a bit sideways since. Have we look? It says monthly pivot there, so we know we're bullish above. We've got a ascending shift channel and the 38.2 resistance at 111.13. Could break pitchfork, and we could come down and get that stop loss cluster, but we'll still be a buy because we're above monthly pivot. So yeah, I mean, it could just be get the stop loss cluster, and then we could rally. Yeah, so we're a buy, so we'll have to wait and see. Dollar CAD, big break, one above, 123.60, and 123. We are a sell, and they went long, which doesn't help the case there. So we should probably be falling to get the stop loss cluster, I think. But we're below, we're above monthly pivot, 122.96. So we could come in and get it, assuming that we hold MP. Then we can break this pitchfork. It's quite tricky to say. Keep an eye on oil. That's going to be important to keep an eye on oil for this pair. Dollar Swiss. So we're actually quite strong. It's quite a strong move, and we fell a bit on the NFP, but technically we're good because there's monthly pivot there, and we're a buy. SLC above is 92.74, one below 92. Gold. This has been an absolute pickle. It really has. SLC above is dead on the round number, which is really crazy of the retail guys. And the one below is 17.49. That has changed by $1. When I did the update this morning, it was 17.48, and it's now 17.49. So keep an eye on 17.79. We should break because we are a sell. So there's that. and we're below monthly pivot as well. So maybe sideways. What's this? The daily chart. So yeah, we've got 5 days of sideways. Remember, we've got FOMC on Wednesday and ECB on Thursday. I think this is going to be a big mover on Wednesday for the FOMC. It would make sense that it fell, but you know it's very tricky, these markets. And so that's that. So I've covered crypto, done indices, and that's your FX forecast. So if you haven't spotted a trade opportunity, then I'm doing something wrong. And perhaps if you just need some advice, just let me know. But there's lots of trade opportunities here and levels that you can trade off of. So any luck, you make lots of pips, and I'm always here for support anyway. I'll be back later on in the week when we get some notifications, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. At the moment, the bubbles are positioned in such a way we're not going to get any signals today, or maybe even tomorrow. Remember, we've got FOMC on Wednesday, so we'd have to be very careful about the dollar. But currently, we wouldn't have any signal. Potentially, we'll have a Aussie dollar long, potentially, and then we'd need risk on for that. So let's wait and see what happens, and I'll be back later on. My eye still hurts. I think I've got some screen burn on my eye, so I'm going to take it easy today. I'll speak to you guys soon.